Hello, welcome back. We are going to talk today about factors, factor pairs, and what that means when you have multiplication problems. So let's start out with the vocabulary. The first thing that I said was the word factors. And when you have a multiplication problem, you have two factors and then you have a product. So let's use those words and make sure we understand them, factors and products. So for example, if you had 3 times 4 equals 12, I hope you said it, 12, these are the factors, 3 and 4, and then the product would be 12. Okay, so we can use this language when we're referring to our numbers. Factors multiply together to get our product. Okay, so we're going to look today at what factors are within a certain number. So if I gave you a number like 16, you would be able to tell me all of the factors that you could multiply together to get 16. Well, you could just start naming them off, right? You could just think of math problems in your head, but how do you know that you've gotten them all? I want to show you today a way to organize it to make sure you get all of the numbers correct and you don't miss any, okay? So I like to do this in a T-chart. So I'm going to put 16 on top, and I'm going to put a T underneath it. Okay, this is a great way to organize yourself. So if I'm counting, I'm going to start at 1, right? So I can think these are going to be my factors, and this is my product here at the top. So I could even write that. This is my product, and these down here are going to be my factors. Okay, so I'm going to start with 1. So I'm going to think to myself, 1 times what gives me 16? It's really hard, right? We're starting out strong. 1 times what gives you 16? Hopefully you said 16. So 1 and 16 are factors of the number 16. Let's get a little bit harder. Are you ready for it? 2. What are we going to do with 2? 2 times what gives us 16? Is that possible? Is there another factor that we could multiply with 2 to get the product 16? I hope you knew it. I hope you said 8. Okay, so let's go a little bit harder. What about 3? Could we multiply 3 times something to get to 16? 3, let's see. 3, I'm going to check it by counting by 3s. 3, then 6, then 9, then 12, then 15, then 18. I never said 16, did I? So 3 is not a factor of 16. I'm taking it off of my T-chart. It is not a factor. All right, so we know 3 does not work. We're going to keep counting. How about 4? Can we multiply something, a factor, times 4 to get the product 16? Let's check again. 4 plus another 4 would be 8, plus another 4 would be 12, plus another 4 would be 16. So we made it 4 times 4, there's another factor, equals 16, okay? We could keep counting, but I want to show you something that happened here. We went in order, 1, 2, 3 did not work, so we skipped 3, 4, our next one would be 5, right? And then 6, 7, and 8 is back there. But see how 4 is on both sides? I know I've gotten them all when I catch up to the other side. So let's check. 5, does 5 go into 16? 5, 10, 15, 20. Nope, didn't work. How about 6? 6 plus 6 is 12, so that'd be 2 groups. Plus another 6 would be 18. That did not work. And if we do 7, 7 would plus 7 would be 14, plus another 7 would be 21. That did never work. And our next number would be 8. We already have it up there. So using this chart helps me know when I am counting 1, 2, 3 didn't work, 4 takes me all the way to the other side. So let's try another one so you can see what I mean by this. So remember, the top was the product, and all of these are factors. So 1, 2, 4, 8, and 16 are all factors of 16. You could multiply something by those numbers to get you 16. So let's try another one. let's do 24. 24 is a good one. We've got lots of factors for 24. So I'm gonna do the same thing. I put my product up top, and actually if you wanna grab a whiteboard or a piece of paper, pause my video and come back with it, you can work on this too and check yourself and see if you get it right. Okay, so 24. I made my T-chart, here's my product, I'm gonna find factors. So just like I did over here, I'm starting easy, I'm gonna do 1. We know 1. 1 times anything is that number. So if we want it to be 24, 1 times 24, get you 24. Now how about 2? Can we multiply something times 2 to get 24? Hopefully you had that one, 12. And this is where if you have a whiteboard or a scratch paper, you need to be working with me. You can always pause, think through it, and then when you unpause, you can see if you were right. That's the best way to make sure you're learning is by trying it yourself and then checking it with me. Okay, so 2 times 12 got us 24, so there's 2 more factors of our product, 24. So if we keep counting 1, 2, 3, let's check 3. 3 times something, does it give us 24? Let's check. If I count by threes, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, I've got a cap in my hand, 15, 18, 21, 24. So that was 8. So I'm at 3 times 8 gives me 24. There's 2 more factors of our product, 24. Let's go, keep going. 1, 2, 3. The next one we need to try is 4. Can we multiply something times 4 to get 24? Let's count it out again. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Sure did. Took a 6. So we're going to put a 6 there. Okay? How about 5? Well, I know 5s have a rule that they always end in 5 or 0, right? 5, 10, 15, 20. They always end in 5 or 0. My number ends in a 24. So I already know that 5 is not going to be a factor. So if I keep counting, my next number is 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doesn't work, and then 6. But I notice 6 is already on my list. So I know I'm done because I got to the other side of my T-chart. Wouldn't that just be a turnaround fact? Couldn't I just say 6 times 4 is 24? 7 doesn't work. 8 times 3 is 24. Turnaround fact, I'm just going backwards now. 9, 10 doesn't work, 11 doesn't work. 12 times 2 is 24. So that's why I know when I get to the other side of my T-chart, I've listed all of my factors because now I'm just on turnaround facts. Okay? So the number 24 had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 factors, 8 numbers I can multiply together to come up with my product, 24. So the T-chart, I think, is the easiest way to make sure you have all the factors that you need when you're listing them out. Now your book, you're going to practice this in your workbook here shortly. Your book does not use the T-chart. They're giving you a chart that goes lengthwise like this. So they're going to give you the number or the product here on the end. So like my 24 would be here, okay? And then they're giving you a space to write an equation. So let's talk about what that word equation means. Equation is just a fancy word for a number model, right? We already know how to do number models. So if I'm taking this T-chart that I already made to help me fill out an equation, I can just write 1 times 24. That's an equation. It doesn't have an equal sign. It's an equation. I can write out 2 times 12. There's another equation. I can write out 3 times 8. There's another equation. And I can write out 4 times 6. And I think sometimes your book does like a little asterisk like that too. That's the same as multiplication. So whether you see the multiplication symbol or you see that asterisk, it means the same thing. So your book will give you a place for you to write the equation. If you've done the T-chart, did you see how easy it was for me to write down those equations? I just used the numbers, my factors, right off of my T-chart and put them in there. And then the last one it asks is now, what are the factor pairs? Well, the factor pairs would be the same as what you wrote here what you listed here, because remember, factors are just the numbers you multiply together. So when your book asks you to list factor pairs, all you have to do is write these numbers that you already wrote in the equation and that you already wrote in the t-chart. So for this one, I could say my factor pairs are 1 and 24. I could write it with a comma, 2 and 12. I've got 3 and 8, and I've got 4 and 6. However you like to write it, it means the same thing. So your job today is you are going to practice finding some factors, numbers that you can multiply together to get a product. You're going to be working today in your math journal on page 39, and then you're going to do some review on page 40. If you have problems or you get stuck, ask your teacher. If you need to ask me, that's fine as well. You can comment on this post, or if you're at school, you can come talk to me. Good luck, guys.